I'm so excited for what we have in store for you today. Let's get to it.
For me, besides spending more time with them, because we came from a regular school setup, and before it was only, I think, a total during weekdays, a total of a few hours, around 2 to 3 hours a day. Now we get to spend more time with them. Our meal time is energetic, unlike before, it was always on a rush. And also, the most important thing for me is being able to teach them values and about God most of the time.
Before, I thought, close na kami. I thought, we're already so involved with our kids, only to realize that I don't really know them. Not until I homeschooled them that I found out that I don't know them. I don't know my kids, but with the homeschooling, I got to know them. I got to know each of their personality and how each one responds to us and how they're wired. So, as a parent, as a mom, I also was able to change like how I approach my children. And the benefit is that we're bonded, we're closer, we get to travel at the same time they learn when we travel, and the schedule is flexible. So we get to do a lot of things with them and they get to explore what they're good at.
Still keep the regular schedule of regular school, like they wake up on a specific time, we do everything in a specific time, but yet now they have more time to learn about things in life, like their chores. They have daily chores that they're doing regularly. And when it comes to sports, before I always question, why doesn't my son know how to play basketball? Why doesn't my son know how to do certain things? But now, my questions are being answered by me intentionally teaching them. That's what's nice about homeschooling right now. I don't have any person to blame except myself. If ever my children doesn't know how to play a certain sport, it's because I didn't teach it to them. That's what the beauty of homeschooling is.
When we wake up, we read the Bible, we do stuff before we eat. I homeschool with my mom in the afternoon, then we swim.
We go to competitions like G-League, triathlon, aquathlon, and other sports.
We exercise, then we get ready, pull the lane lines.
We swim and we train hard so we can get stronger.
I love to do swimming because it's fun and I get to play around with my friends.
Our children has piano Monday and Friday. And then they love to, instead of them playing with a computer for games, we've found an alternative for them to be able to still use the computer but maximize their enthusiasm to play with the computer by giving them animation. There's something productive that they're doing. Rather than them just playing with the computer, they're doing something productive with it.
Well, I like to draw a lot and I like to do animations on my computer.
For me, there's more learning when you're homeschooling your kids. It's not just the learning inside school, but a lot of learning outside school, like animation, piano. We get to go out with friends and do
Homeschool.
stuff. Like homeschool friends as well. We do bowling. We go ice skating together.
We go out of town.
We go out of town together. But yet, they're still learning. Like when we went to an Ilocos trip,
We spent 5 days? 6 days.
It was a vacation at the same time, an educational trip for everyone.
Before, when they relate to other people, they're okay with age group, the same age. But now that we homeschool them, they're able to communicate with all ages. So there's no more that reservation to speak. So they're comfortable being with all ages. So that's the one that we also enjoy about homeschooling.
One of the major thing is it's less stress for the entire family. Homeschooling is not easy.
It's not.
It's difficult, but it's more fulfilling than sending them to regular school, because one of the things that stresses us out is the schedule of traffic, picking them up, being scared, what if ever there's typhoon. Right now, it's so worry-free because they're here.
I get to spend time with them.
My most favorite teacher is my mom because she teaches us a lot of things. She teaches us about the world.
And also during homeschooling, it's fun because I get to be taught by my parents.
I love homeschooling because I want to learn more.
On today's values, love.
Welcome to Values You Can Use. And today is a very red themed day for a reason. Well, I'm in red, she's kind of matching because of all the colors in the background. It's about love. That's the value which we will talk about today. And that does not actually need much support from scripture, but let's go to it anyway. One of our favorites is John 13:35, which says this: "By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." It's amazing how the word used that Jesus says as a distinct feature for those that follow him is that word love, not anything else but love. So it's important. Let's see how we can now apply this in our homes.
Well, I think it's a perfect place to apply it when it comes to your home, because you know, when you have a lot of siblings, like our kids have a lot of siblings, so they really need to practice loving one another, which is really a choice. And I remember there was a time when our third son was kind of difficult because he likes to move around a lot, he's explorative, and so our older son said, "Mom, I really have a hard time with Titus." And I told my older son, "Honey, you have an opportunity to really love your brother and be a good example to him and to reach out to him, and it's going to make a big difference in his life." And he decided to change his attitude, and he decided to really reach out to Titus and to love him and to include him in their playing. And Titus has become one of the sweetest children. You would agree, right? And that's by God's grace. But I think we've taught our kids to look out for each other. And even when it comes to, like, let's say crossing the street or when we travel together, we assign them to a buddy within the family. And they're responsible for each other, to look out for each other, to serve one another, to be kind to each other. The family context is a perfect place to teach our children what it really means to love each other and love one another unconditionally, even when it's difficult.
Right, and apart from the practical tips that Joy gave of how to do it amongst the children, one of my favorite principles that I learned from my own father is he said, you cannot tell your children you love them unless you love your spouse first. They need to see that that is present. So, you know, my wife and I love her. We have this date night that we do, even through the 5 seasons of children. We would have date nights together for the most part. And the children would sometimes cry, you know, when they're much younger especially. They're like, "Mommy, we don't want you to go," or "Daddy, we don't want you to go." We tell them, "Kids, we need to preserve this. We need to spend time with each other, because in order for us to show you that we love you, we need to show that we love each other first." Now, it goes without saying that even higher than that is the love that we have with Christ or God first. That will now translate into the love that we have for each other and into the love that we have for our children. So guard your date night, love your spouse so that your children can see it and that they might experience your love for them too. I love you, baby.
I love you.
God bless.
Don't you just love values that you can use? Well, there's more to love in great answers.
How would you know if your child has learned the lessons you have taught in homeschooling? Test can help you with that. Tests are necessary measures of learning. It actually assesses how much your child learned from the lesson you have taught a while ago. Don't just test your child with what he remembered. Test him what he understood, what he analyzed, and what he can create from that learning. Different kinds of tests include matching type, multiple choice, modified true or false, enumeration, identification, and essay. But unlike essay, I think the hardest to construct is the multiple choice. Let me help you with this one. Multiple choice may help you assess your child with what he remembered, but it can also help you assess what he understood. The question or the statement in the multiple choice is what we call as the stem. The choices or the options are the alternatives. In the stem, it needs only to highlight one item to consider. Alternatives include the answer and the distractors. Distractors should not be so obvious that they are the wrong answers. They should at least be equal in length and category. For kids, you need only to come up with 3 to 5 alternatives. Having wondered how long your test should be, if you have a preschooler, you only need to give 5 to 10 items as a long test. For primary students, that is grades 1, 2, and 3, 25 to 35 items will definitely suffice. For intermediate, that's grades 4, 5, and 6, I think they're ready for 35 to 50 items. For high school, 50 to 100 is already manageable. Constructing test items may be difficult, but remember, you can get the hang of it. I may not be able to discuss everything about test constructions in this segment, but we can help you. You may want to attend HS 201, and this is a help for homeschoolers. Let us remember, God does not test us if we are worthy, but God tests us if we are ready. Is your child ready? Learn without borders. Happy homeschooling!
Up next, Out of the Box with Cheska.
And we're back at the Learning Plus bookstore. I'm Cheska, and today we're going to feature Cars by Lil Labs. Well, more of an inside look at how gears and wheels work. This kit comes with a guidebook, a knowledge wheel on gears, and lots of parts for building the experiments. Let's dive into it, shall we? Now I know what this string is for. Enjoyed today's feature. This has been your Out of the Box buddy, Cheska, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Let's dive into I'm Cheska, and today is about
website www.homeschooltv.ph and on our social media accounts. See you there!